Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with yet another Starcraft Remastered replay cast from the South Korean server, and we have once again a game with Flash, who is spawning here in the upper right part as the red Terran, and his opponent who is spawning here in the lower right as the teal Protoss. It's 2024-05 and so on. It's just a numeric number here. So yeah, let's have a look what the two pros have prepared for us. And as you can see from the thumbnail, it's a quite aggressive gameplay here by the Terran, by Flash, with a very surprising move by him indeed, with a bunker rush. Let's see if this is going to work out versus the Protoss here onto a 4 spawning location maps. So aggressive move out here by Flash, but as you can see, a long replay. So let's have a look if indeed the bunker rush is going to be successful and what exactly the next plans for Flash are into the game. So let's see, a pylon here next to the gas, so no intentions to fast expand here for the Protoss yet. Flash at the same time with a normal build order, opening up also with a supply depot next to his base in order to micro Marines or even SCVs in case there's going to be an early aggression by the Protoss. We actually also see some chatting going on here. Sadly, I don't understand what they are exactly talking about. And interesting enough, a very low APM here for the Protoss. Perhaps he's just more busy typing here and just relaxing into this game. So it would be very interesting to know what exactly they are talking about as the Protoss, with a very greedy gameplay here indeed, going straight for the fast expansion. So there's a scout for Flash. And I believe this is exactly why we are going to be seeing a bunker rush here versus the opponent. So very chilled out gameplay here by the Protoss. Just a casual pylon and then straight towards the fast expo, as both players will meet here in the middle of the map. And yeah, Flash, as he will see the expansion, and very soon he will very likely also go up to the ramp to see what is happening into the main. There we have a gateway. Gas is also going to be produced, but of course very late into the game. The SCV is scouting this. Let's have a look at the reaction from home. Some Marines are getting produced. We also see a factory here for Flash, as the probe will leave very soon. Flash knows exactly what is going up. There's the gateway. Cybernetic score will follow very soon here for the Protoss, as the Nexus will also finish very soon for him. And yeah, we actually have a production tab with many more Marines factories there. There we have the cybernetic score for the Protoss, as the CV is still roaming around here versus the Protoss. Some probes already getting transferred here. Finally, also the APM is a little bit higher by the Protoss player, as very soon we are very likely going to be seeing some Dragoons. But at the same time, we also see Flash already moving out here with 3 Marines onto the map. Let's see if he's going to call some more SCVs, or if this SCV right here is going to be used to place a bunker. As we also see the first Zealot, we see also the first Vulture getting produced, and we actually see some SCVs getting transferred. Of course, not a fast expansion here by Flash. These will be used as a meat grinder into the front to give protection towards those Marines. Of course, the Protoss is sensing that something is coming towards this way. It's actually 5 SCVs here with 1 Vulture. Let's not forget the Marines here. So the Protoss in some serious trouble early on. No bunker has started yet. Some probes will be transferred actually, so he knows what is coming towards his way. Yeah, there is the first Dragoon, and actually with that he has a good chance to hold this attack. But there's so many units here for Flash. SCVs are in the front, some probes will be sniped, they're taking already some damage. The Dragoon will of course be the main damage dealers. The SCVs now taking some damage. The Protoss tries to get a good surround. The Marines are fighting now really nicely, targeting the Zealot. The Zealot has fallen. The probes will also take some damage. Let's have a look. The bunker has been finished, and this is very important here for Flash, that he has indeed finished the bunker. And now the bunker even being able to attack the Dragoons here, and we even have the SCVs now repairing the Vulture. In the end it will be snapped, but this bunker of course really important here for Flash, as very soon we will pass the 5-minute mark. Notice that Flash is not producing anything. He has dropped of course to 19 SCVs, so pretty much committing a lot, as some Vultures will be sent forward. And also he started his own expansion, so by the looks of it, he's also was successful into snapping the expansion here. repairing the bunker a little bit. There's 2 gateways here for the Protoss, as 2 more Dragoons are getting produced. We also see a transition into a robotics facility bay, so we might see some shuttle gameplay, we might see some... Although actually the Protoss is moving out, he really wants to snap this one vulture, and now was able to move out, and even having range, he should be able to take out this bunker eventually, as there's only 2 SCVs repairing it with 4 Marines into it, and there we have yet another Dragoon. So in the end this will of course be sniped. The Marines should stand no chance against so many Dragoons. And yeah, there they are, finally slowly moving here forward. 1 Dragoon is taking damage, but of course this will be sniped and taken care of. Flash looks like he's going to buy a little bit of time with those SCVs here into the front, just checking the air, just seeing the robotics facility bay taking some damage, and even some mines are getting placed here. So very smart move by Flash, blocking now the exit from his opponent, as an observatory is much needed, and yeah, there it is. But yeah, with that move of course Flash buys enough time for his own expansions, for his tank, for siege tank ability and so on. So with that the Protoss is now pretty much trapped here into his main. He's not going to move out, of course. So much splash damage can be taken here by him. He has to wait for the observatory to finish. Shuttle is also getting produced, but very soon some observers will follow up. As yeah, very nice move here by Flash, and also very smart thinking here by Flash, as he has added those mines onto the ground. Even having a scouting barracks here, another factory might get produced here for him in need. So slowly but steadily we turn into a normal gameplay here by both players. And let's see what exactly this shuttle can do for the Protoss. It could be very successful here, but there's already 2 tanks waiting for him with some Marines. And then the shuttle is actually slowly moving out with a probe, interesting enough. So the Protoss might try to take this expansion right here, even though there is a ramp. But yeah, he's nicely bypassing those mines here from Flash, hiding a probe into this location, and he will very likely take an expansion there as well, as the Dragoons now finally will be able to clear out the mines. And with that the Protoss might try a counterattack, might try to expand here as well. So yeah, like I told you, we are slowly but steadily moving towards a normal game. There we have some turrets, so Flash is sensing that something is coming towards his way. He saw of course the robotics facility base, so he is thinking about a Dark Templar rush. There's the shuttle. Let's see what it's carrying. Just a couple of zealots here for the Protoss, interesting enough. So he's going to very likely drop them very close towards the tanks, but Flash also having unsieged tanks there. And slowly but steadily now the Protoss seems to be in much better control after this game. He has an expansion here. The probe just produced a pylon there, and let's see, the servers also getting some nice visuals here as the Dragoons are moving forward. 1 zealot has been dropped. The shuttle is taking some damage. All of the zealots have been dropped now, and soon the Dragoon will follow very soon. And then let's see what this push from the Protoss can do. 2 tanks have fallen here as well. More tanks luckily here for Flash are getting produced on the high ground. So those 2 tanks really important as reinforcements, as now the SCVs will have to fight for their life. But yeah, 1 siege tank is already sieged up, and with that Flash has held the ground. Luckily for him, straight on time 2 tanks have spawned here, and with that the push has of course stopped here for the Protoss. If it wasn't for those tanks, I believe the outcome would have been very different, as so much damage could have been taken here by the expansion from Flash. And yeah, let's see, a good position for the Protoss. There's his expansion, so slowly but steadily he's catching up into the worker count, and now he's actually deciding to pull back a little bit, as the vultures are still patrolling the map, still trying to inflict some damage with some mines, strategic placed mines. But we do have 2 Dragoons here. They might even try to snipe some workers, and yeah, 1 or 2 groups is going to get sniped, but yeah, in the end this will of course be taken care of. Still only the pylon here for the Protoss. Also some pylons here. I believe he also needs them to scout to see exactly if there's going to be a drop happening here for Flash, as now very soon we will pass the 10-minute mark, and Flash might try to secure yet another expansion, or let's see what exactly his strategy is going to be here. Just a couple of Dragoons, of course, no upgrades for him. Let's have a look if Flash has some upgrades. Actually, Flash is deciding to move out. Notice that he has 3 SCVs here into this army, vultures with tanks, and now the Protoss really have to find a good position for his Dragoons. Remember, it's siege tanks with siege ability. The Vultures are in the front. Speed is being done for the Vultures. More and more units are getting produced here for him. An armory, so Flash is pretty much just going to pretty much mass those tanks. I don't think that the Protoss should take this fight right here. Very, very bad position, but actually reinforcements are coming in from the back, so I completely missed this one shuttle right here. But still a good position for Flash as his reinforcements also moving forward. In the end, this might be taken out by the Protoss, so very smart move indeed. The shuttle in the back, and Flash in now seeing some serious trouble as he's losing more and more of the units. In come the reinforcements, but that push didn't really make any difference here, and the Protoss with a great reaction, also with a good economy here, being able to fend this off with a nice shuttle gameplay here, dropping those zealots in the back, even catching me by surprise. But it looks like Flash hasn't really given up onto this push. He's once again moving out with units. The Vultures are in the front here as well. Dragoons are a little bit hurt, and no more zealots yet here for the opponent, as it's just pretty much mass Dragoons for the Protoss. And yeah, let's see what the next step here from Flash is going to be, as this SCV might have got there. And let's see what's going to... He's actually bringing an engineering bay and a barracks with him for some scouting purposes, perhaps to even soak up some attacks from the Dragoons. Let's see if it's going to work out for him. A turret is also getting placed, so the Vultures are once again in the front. The tanks this time, however, sieged up in the back for Flash, of course, to inflict more splash damage towards the enemy. And one turret also to have visual against the observer from the opponent. So this time no, I don't see the shuttle with the zealots, interesting enough, and the economy actually going more and more higher. Finally the Protoss is producing some units. He knows that this looks like to be a very important push here by Flash, leaving some siege tanks sieged up, and now I believe that zealots are in the front. The shuttle is here as well with some units, so let's see how this attack is going to work out. More and more reinforcements here for the Terran, as the zealots sadly here for the Protoss this time taking so much more damage and not being really able to inflict some damage to work against Flash. And yes, Holy Bastelli is nicely microing those tanks and sieging 2 or 3 and then re-sieging the others. So very smart move here by Flash, leaving constantly 2 tanks sieged up as his Holy Bastelli pushing here forward. The turret is also really important. Sadly no speed done being for the Protoss, just pretty much Dragoons here against mass tanks. Some tanks have been hurt, but Dragoons also taking quite some damage. And yeah, Holy Bastelli, the push is continuing here for Flash, as this time it's looking much better for him. And let's see if he's going to be able to push here even further towards the expansion from the opponent, as the Protoss is now really struggling to defend even this one SCV, being unbothered to do the turret here. Reinforcements are pouring in, but a really bad position here against those pylons. And now the Protoss tries to get a good surround against some tanks, still taking more and more damage. He's sniping 1 tank or 2, but in the end so many tanks are still being left alive here for Flash, and even reinforcements are moving forward. And of course with that we see the GG here for the Protoss. So at one point the Protoss held really well with his shuttle. I believe most Terrans would have stayed back and just went into a normal macro game, but not Flash. I believe he just sensed that there was an opportunity here for him to push forward, and after a great micro with those tanks, leaving 2 tanks sieged up, and also having those 2 buildings here in the front to distract the enemy a little bit, he was able to push straight forward towards the expansion once again. So yeah, very aggressive move indeed by Flash. Let's just check the stats really quick, as I'm going to be clicking once again left and right for you guys. Better stats here for the Protoss, but a much more aggressive move out here for Flash. So with speed for the Zealots, if that would have been done, perhaps the outcome would have been different here, but in the end just Flash had way too much, and he played it very very nicely, and he just pushed forward with everything he had, punishing the Protoss this time. So very nice move by him. Perhaps you guys can try this out against the Protoss. And a very greedy gameplay here by the Protoss. In the end it didn't work out for him. And yeah, Flash nicely countering with the Vultures and with the tanks. So very nice game. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be seeing you of course in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.